Hello and welcome. Today I will be showing you this basic animation of the fighter jet landing with all of the camera movement that was animated and how to set it up and how to render it out to create this final package of the entire animation. So let's get started. I have already prepared the scene with the fighter jet, and I have already attached all of these other pieces to this main body that I will be animating. But before I start, first let me take you to a simple scene just to show you the very basic movement of animation. So over here I have a simple scene with a sphere and a track. So what I will do is the very first thing to start is turn on this auto keying button. So I'll click to turn it on, and any movement I make, it will record it automatically. So I am on frame 1. Just to add the key, I'll just push it back just a little bit. So there is a movement, and you can see over here with this diamond shape, there is a key added to it. So now I will move ahead in the timeline, let's say 40, and I will drag this forward, and then another key is added. So I will jump to the first frame and then hit play and see the result. And this is how it is animating. Very simple. So I'll just take this to frame 70 and then move it forward one more time, and another key is added, and then I'll take it to 100, and then I'll just move it up so it takes off. So start from again. Let's take a look. Hit play and it moves, comes forward, and then it takes off. Very simple. Okay, so I will be applying the same technique. So let's move back to the main project. Okay, so now let's begin. I'm at the frame 0. Okay, the starting frame, and I will create an initial position first. I'll move this back and take this up all the way here. Very simple. Okay, maybe just move it forward. And now I'll turn on auto key, and just to add the initial key, I'll just move it just a little bit, and a key is added. Okay, so let's move it ahead to frame 50, and I'll switch to the side view, and I'll move it forward and bring it down. Okay, and let's see the result. Okay, so this is not how the fighter jet or any airplane would come down. So we need to rotate this. So I will click on this so we can visually see what I'm doing. I just rotate it in this angle just a little bit, and let's see the result. As you can see, it takes the landing position and comes down. And now let's move it forward, and I'll switch to the move gizmo, and I'll just move it further just over here. Let's see the result. Comes down, and as it comes down, I will change the rotation, make it more straight, just to keep it simple. Yeah, this is fine. And then I will take it forward straight, move it forward. Okay, so let's take a look one more time. I'll deselect it and I'll hit play. Comes down and then goes straight. Okay, very good. Now the next thing is I will add camera movement. Okay, so I will begin. I'll add the first camera. So I will be adding multiple cameras. So Shift A and then click on camera. So here is the camera. So I'll switch to the side view, click on this, and let's take a look. This is the camera. So I'll change the position of the camera so it's above the crown and rotate it. And let's switch to the camera actually and see what we are. I will, okay, turn off the auto key and then delete the key that was created. Okay. And now I will press the shortcut key and turn on lock camera to view so that I can move the camera and adjust the camera placement. So I will start with this. So I will turn on the auto key. This is my starting shot and I'll just move it a little bit so that it can add the key. All right. Let me delete all the keys. Sorry, the camera was not selected. So we can delete again one more time and then let me just move it. Now the key is added. So let's move this to frame 30 and I'll just pan it down very slight, pan it down slightly. Very subtle movement, just little mouse button and dragging, bringing it down. So let's take a look. Okay, this is fine. And now I will add another camera. First, I will disable the auto keying and I will go back to the perspective. To add another camera, what I will do is select this and duplicate this. So press Shift D and I will delete all of the keys. Okay, so 30 is the starting point for the second camera. So I will switch to the second camera. So selecting this one, this filled triangle shows this is the active camera. So whenever you switch to the camera, it will always switch to this one. Okay, so in order to change it, click here and then that makes it the active camera. And now I can switch to this camera and make the movement. So the second movement that will be, where is the, somewhere here. So start from here and then it will pan somewhere like this. Okay. So this is going to be my initial position. So I'll turn on auto key and then just move the camera a little bit to add the key and just bring this to frame 60 and I will pan this to the side. Let's take a look. Hit space bar. Okay. And after this, I will switch to the third camera. So for that, I will duplicate this camera. Where is it? Shift D to duplicate and just move it somewhere over here. And I will disable the auto keying and delete all of the keys. And I will switch to the camera. But before doing it, let me click on this. And now I'll switch to the camera. So now let me make the initial position and turn on auto key. So this is going to be the initial position. And then let's move this to 90 and it will pan. Okay. Like this. All right. So now I will add one last camera. So I will switch back to the perspective view. And this is the camera that I will duplicate. Duplicate any camera. So Shift D to duplicate and disable the auto keying, delete all of the keys and make this switchable and switch to this camera. So let's go to the initial position. Let me select the body of this fighter jet and go view selected so I can easily move around. So this is going to be my initial position. Okay, and let me select the camera. For this final camera, I'll just make a movement. So let me try to pan and rotate. So this will add that key as well. And then move it to 110, and then I will try to rotate this. So now it works perfectly fine. So now as it follows the fighter jet, let it follow further, somewhere like this, and it goes and stop there. So I think I need to add a final key to this fighter jet. So as it comes, I think it should move forward a little bit on this. Yeah. So as it comes, it goes, and it goes to frame 150. And then I'll just click and drag, and it will go further, but very slow movement. Okay, so we see some shadows also. This one, I can click and drag and take it all the way to 200. That's the end of the frame. Let's take a look. And it stops. Okay, that's very good. So let's check the final camera animation. And it follows the aircraft and stops. Very good. So now, how do we see the entire animation with different camera angles? Okay, let me go to the perspective view. Let's first check the animation. So I'll click on the first camera and switch to the camera, and I will disable the auto key, very important, and let's play the animation. Goes down, and then from here it will switch to the second camera. This is the second camera. No. Let's click another one. No. Click on this one. Yeah, so this is the second camera. Camera 2. This is camera 1. Okay. So let's play and take a look. And then we will switch to the third camera. Let's find out which is the third one. Let's switch to the third camera by clicking on this one. So I will hit play. Very good. Let's switch to the final camera. Click on this one. And this, I will just change this to 4. And we have already checked the playback of this one. That's pretty good. And actually, I would like to add a final movement to this one as well. Why not? Oh, undo. I need to turn on auto key. And something like this. So a subtle movement with the camera as well. Okay, this is good. I'll disable the auto key. I'll switch to the first camera. So how to export the entire animation with multiple camera angles? Let's take a look. So I'll start with the first camera. I'll click on this one, and the first, so let's bring this to the next keyframe. So 30. So total frames for this camera is 30. So let's come over here to output, and the start frame is 0, the end frame is 30. So let's type in 30. Okay, so this is the animation range we have given from 0 to 30. That is fine. So let's come over here for the output, and this one I will give it a name. Let's call this jet cam 1. Okay, so this is going to be the name of the file, and the file format I have selected video, FFmpeg video. Click on it. Okay, RGB, and that's about fine. And now let's come over here to render, and I will click on render animation. Okay, and let me do it, and it will render out. All right, so the animation rendering was done. So let's switch to the second camera. Click on this one, and this goes from 30 to 60. So that's what we are going to do. Come over here to the output, and we will change this. End frame is 60. So 60, and the start frame is 30. And I will go to, I'll first rename this to camera 2, and then render animation. Okay, so the animation for camera 2 is done. And now I will switch to the third camera. Click on it, and it goes from 60 to 90. Okay, so I'll change this to the, come over here. So the start frame is 60, and the end frame is 90. So 90, and let's change the name to camera 3 for the file, and then I will hit render animation. Okay, so this is done as well. And let's switch to the final camera. And now it starts with 90. Go to the output, starts with 90 and goes all the way to 200. And frame is 200. This is the one, the longest one. Change the name to camera 4, and I will start the render animation. All right, so the animation, the rendering is finished. Close this, and let's take a look. So I will import all of the files. Okay, so I have imported all of the videos, and I will select all of this and just click and drag. And now I will export this out, and then let's take a full screen preview of this. So I'm using CapCut. This is the free version. So thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me your feedback in the comment section. So take care. Till next time. Bye bye.